Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for January 29th. We're looking at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair. This particular pair has closed down for the session, did create an inside bar if you notice, but we are expecting it to move as high as 190.49 and possibly as low as 88.36. Now look for some resistance to come in around 90.74. Look for support around 89.46 in this particular pair. This pair is moving sideways for the most part. As you can see, the bias is sideways at this time. You may want to look for a breakout of this inside bar. I personally have not chosen to take this. I think the market has to move pretty far to hit the low and sell short. And the breakout to the upside, I just don't think there's room enough to profit, at least for the targets that I would have chosen. Now switching over to, that doesn't mean, by the way, that you can't go ahead and place your buy and sell, drop down to the hour time frame or lower and look to scalp that breakout. Switching to the Euro USD, I'm expecting this pair to move as high as 133.14 and as low as 127.94. Look for resistance around 130.32 and look for support around 28.58. There we go. 1.2858. This pair, of course, closed down, moved down pretty hard. This pair is moving sideways currently. The bias is sideways. If we get a good breakout to the downside, which I think we might, maybe not tomorrow, but definitely coming into this next week. We got the new month, February, coming in. Got the non-farm payroll and other news announcements that should get the market moving again for us. Now switching over to the pound USD. This particular pair moved up today. Had a fairly large range from open to close at least, but we are expecting it to move as high as 145.71 and as low as 138.62. Now look for some resistance around 144.17 and look for support around 140.69 in this pair. This pair is moving sideways. Bias is sideways as well. I do expect it to turn around and move lower either tomorrow or Monday. Now switching over to the US Swiss, this particular pair moved higher, did pull back. Our swing trade didn't work out in this particular example. However, we are expecting this pair to move as high as 116.78 and as low as 113.01. Now we are expecting resistance to come in around 11600 and support to come in around 113.01. Now looking forward into tomorrow, well, first let's talk about what happened today. The U.S. had their durable goods orders report come out for December. It was worse than expected at negative 2.6%. They were expecting negative 2%, and what really hurt it was they requoted last month's at negative 3.7%, which was a significant drop. Now looking ahead, we do have the Eurozone releasing their CPI report for January. That's going to be released at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus is that it has dropped from 1.6% down to 1.4%, which would be good news for the euro. The Canadian dollar also has they have their GDP report coming out for November. It's being released at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus is that it has dropped from negative 0.1% to negative 0.5%, which is negative news for the Canadian dollar. Now the U.S. also has their GDP for the fourth quarter being released tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. and the consensus is that it has dropped significantly from 0.5% down to negative 5.5%, which is a huge drop. If this comes out to be a true number, it could really hurt the dollar. Just more evidence that the U.S. economy is heading further into recession. Now, what I'm looking at over this next session, moving into Friday, looking at the Euro Japanese yen pair. I've actually put this on prior to put this trade on prior to ending the video, which I normally don't do. I normally place trades after a video, but we are looking basically to take a short position at 115.89, and we have a stop loss that is basically 84 pips above that. Our exit is 84 pips below that at 115.05. Now I'm also looking at the pound yen, looking for a breakout. It formed an inside bar today, as you can see. We have this little doji bar, inside bar, and we're looking for it to break out of that and basically come up to this previous area of support that would now be resistance, and we're looking to buy at 129.70, looking to exit at 130.70, and we have a stop loss at 128.70. So that's what we're looking at over this next session. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.